Key verse, John 16:33. I have told you these things, so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Hey there, friend. Have you ever felt like life is tossing you around like a little boat in a big stormy sea? Maybe it's a worry that keeps you up at night, or a challenge that feels too heavy to carry. Today, we're diving into John 16:33, where Jesus promises us peace right in the middle of life's storms. To set the stage, let's think about the word peace in this verse. In Greek, it's eirene, which means more than just calm. It's a deep, soul-settling harmony that comes from being connected to God. Back when Jesus spoke these words, his disciples were about to face chaos, betrayal, arrest, and fear. Yet, he offered them eirene, a peace that doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. That's what he's offering you today, too. I remember a time when anxiety felt like a storm in my heart, but this verse reminded me that Jesus is bigger than any wave crashing my way. So let's explore how his promise of peace can anchor us, no matter what we're facing. Let's picture it. You're out on that stormy sea, waves crashing, wind howling. It's tempting to focus on the chaos, right? That's how life feels. Sometimes bills piling up, relationships straining, or dreams slipping away. Jesus doesn't sugarcoat it. He says, in this world you will have trouble. He's honest about the storms. But here's the game changer. He doesn't leave us to drown. When I was in my 20s, I faced a season of career uncertainty that left me questioning everything. I'd lie awake, wondering if I'd ever find my purpose. Then I stumbled on this verse, and it was like Jesus was saying, Verve, the storm's real, but I'm right here with you. His peace isn't about making the storm disappear. It's about giving us a steady anchor in the middle of it. Think about a lighthouse. Waves crash, but it stands firm. That's the kind of peace Jesus offers. Have you ever felt a moment of calm in a tough time? Like a quiet whisper that everything's going to be okay? That's his eirene at work. Now, how do we grab hold of this peace when life feels overwhelming? It starts with trusting Jesus' words. I have overcome the world. That's not just a nice idea, it's a done deal. Jesus faced the ultimate storm, death itself, and came out victorious. When we lean into that truth, it's like finding a safe harbour. I love how practical this can be. One night, when anxiety was hitting hard, I tried something simple. I wrote down John 16:33 and stuck it on my mirror. Every morning, I'd read it and pray, Jesus, you've overcome this. Help me rest in your peace. Slowly, I started to feel that eirene settle in. It's not magic. It's a choice to focus on Jesus instead of the storm. Maybe for you, it's praying over a verse, singing a worship song, or even talking to a friend who reminds you of God's promises. What's one way you could invite his peace into your day? The storms won't stop, but Jesus gives us the strength to sail through them with confidence. Here's where it gets exciting. This peace isn't just for us to keep to ourselves. When we experience Jesus' eirene, it spills over to others. Think about the disciples after Jesus spoke these words. They faced persecution, yet their peace inspired others to follow Jesus. I saw this in my own life when I started sharing my story in Bible study. One woman told me, Verve, hearing how you found peace in your anxiety helped me pray through my own struggles. That's the ripple effect of God's peace. When we're anchored in Jesus, we become lighthouses for others, steady, shining, pointing to hope. Maybe you're in a storm right now, but your trust in Jesus could encourage a friend, a co-worker, or even a stranger. How beautiful is that? It's like Jesus is saying, I've got you, and through you, I'm reaching others. So, who in your life needs a little of that peace today? A kind word, a prayer, or just a listening ear could make all the difference. So, friend, here's the heart of it. Jesus' promise in John 16:33 is your anchor. Storms will come. Jesus said so, but he's already overcome them. That means you don't have to be afraid. You can have peace, not because life is perfect, but because Jesus is with you. Let's make this real. Today, try carrying this verse with you. Write it down, say it out loud, or share it with someone. When the waves start crashing, pause and pray, Jesus, you've overcome this. Fill me with your peace. I promise, he'll meet you right where you are. And here's a challenge. Look for one way to share that peace with someone else this week. Maybe it's a smile, a note, or a moment of kindness. You're not just surviving the storm, you're shining his light through it. Let's keep leaning into that eirene, knowing Jesus is holding us steady. What storm are you facing today, and how will you let his peace carry you through?